July means art fight is starting. Well, it's my second year doing it, so I'm totally ready. I mean, I definitely wouldn't end up scrambling last minute to add to my characters in profile or anything. Oh, hell. Hello, it's Rhea. Wherever you are, whatever time it is, I hope you are enjoying yourself. As people tend to do around this time of year, I wanted to post a video on art fight and preparation, except instead of being on time like everyone else, I'm recording this literally on, I think, the second day of the event. I'm going to show some insight into the last minute character sheets I've done, and then we'll wrap up with a little themed mini illustration that I've made to commemorate this year's fight. Disclaimer, I'm mostly yapping about my OCs and art process and preparation, so if you're curious to know more in depth about art fight, check out the website and also other videos people have made. So, getting started with this mock reference sheet that I did for last year for my OC Mira, and I did it for I think 5 other OCs just to get the general idea of what the character looks like. And then here is the planning that I've done for this year's mock reference sheets, where I used myself as the model, but all of these are going to have a full body, a portrait, and a chibi. So after sketching this in my sketchbook, I took a picture and used it as my base for the actual character sheets, and I have to edit it almost immediately because the first character that I do is actually a little bit on the shorter side, and that character is Anji. If you would like to learn more about her, I think I have a Persartify video about her creation and the other 2 characters that are in this little set of flower fairies. But basically, she is the flower fay spirit of a hydrangea, and she already has a character sheet, but I did this one to clarify her outfit, because whenever I first designed her, I kind of just conjured whatever I was thinking about, but afterwards I really decided that I liked the raincoat. And I'm still not 100% sure on all the details of the raincoat, I just know that I like it more. I feel like it matches her cutesy aesthetic. Also, side note, I'm sick, so if I sound like I'm dying, I am. Kind of unfortunate timing too, since I was really ready to like get going with art fight. While I keep her looking derpy in this one, I want to say, the rest of the reference sheets have a little bit more in-depth full bodies, which I would advise against if you're doing last minute. I cannot stress this enough, it's okay to just do derpy chibis, or really like whatever you need for the character, because you only need 1 reference photo. I get people wanting the clarity with having multiple reference photos, and it's nice whenever they look all cool and flashy, but it's not really necessary if you want to receive art of your characters. The only reason why I'm doing this is because 1, I overthink and I want to make things as digestible as I can for people who draw my characters, and 2, for myself really, to be more clear cut on their design. And as much as I've been griping to myself about going out of my way to do this, I'm like, is this really necessary? No, it's not, but it's okay because 1, it's kind of fun, and if nothing else, it'll be helpful for me whenever I go to expand on my characters in general, because that's something that I've always wanted to do even outside of art fight. And for the second reference sheet, you can see the full body is indeed a little bit more in-depth, but also I've used the symmetry tool, which normally I'm a little bit antsy about because I don't want it to look too uncanny valley with it being perfectly symmetrical, but I see why people use it often whenever they're making their reference sheets. It just helps streamline things a little bit better, and it's also just about highlighting what the actual details look like rather than showing off the character in action, if that makes sense. This is Tigress, but there's not much to say about her because she's more of an aesthetic character, meaning she doesn't really have a story, but she is based off of like the Chinese zodiac for the tiger, fire tiger specifically, on terms of like her personality and all of that. But yeah, like outfit wise, she can wear anything. I just feel like she'd wear like sports clothes. She seems like she likes to fight. I don't know, but she's a really fun design, so I wanted to put her up on art fight. She doesn't have a name yet, so that's why I call her Tigress. Next we have Reina. So she is my other mascot outside of Eira. So basically you have like the typical day and night sun moon duo, and Reina is for the nighttime and the moon. Basically she's emo, she's a baddie, she's cutthroat, kind of mean, kind of tsundere, of course, kudere, sure. And I will say, I feel like her outfit is a little bit strange in the sense that it's kind of inconsistent whenever it comes to the hood part. Because when I initially drew her, and you'll probably see this on the chibi, it's like the hood wasn't attached, like it wasn't fully going around her neck. It was kind of just draped in the back. And I assumed it connected with the 2 robe-like off-the-shoulder cloths she has. Honestly, I don't know, but it's fine. Eira's the only character with a full completed reference sheet, and even then, I'd like to make some changes to some things. So just know that making character sheets is an ongoing journey, and it's okay to change up whatever, however. Basically, nothing's set in stone until you publish it. But honestly, even then, I feel like as the creator, you kind of have the jurisdiction to change whatever you feel like. It'll definitely be a little bit more believable if it's a smaller change rather than like a complete 180 of someone's visual character, but all this to say, don't feel too weary about the details. And work smarter, not harder. Focus only on what you really want people to know whenever it comes to making these reference sheets. That's actually why I added the little chibi of Reina, because I've already drawn a chibi of her, so I just stuck it in on there rather than redrawing a whole chibi just for this reference sheet. And even though there's some details that aren't completely matching the full body in portrait, like I said, the whole hood situation and maybe her boots, it really is not that big of a deal. But that's all for this mock reference sheet, and the reason why I'm calling them mock reference sheets is because they don't really embody like an actual reference sheet. It's kind of like quickly made, sketched, kind of messy as heck, but you know, we're making it anyways. So for this one, this is Soul. He's one of my 4 seasonal sorcerer squad. I need a better name for them, please help me. But if you remember, like 2 years ago almost maybe, I made a video of me turning the seasons into witch boys, or sorcerers rather, and he is the personification of summer. It's funny because he kind of just looks like some guy, and I like making fun of him a lot because he's very much like golden retriever, himbo, bad boy. It's just an idiot, but also kind of like precious, so I don't know, I just like making fun of him. But because he kind of has like this just an everyday guy type of aesthetic because he wants to blend in and be more of like a regular human rather than deal with his responsibilities, he just looks like some guy. I feel like he dresses the most casual compared to the rest of them, and yeah, so just like t-shirt, flip-flops, lots of tank tops. Honestly, he gives like lifeguard vibes. I definitely want to give him tattoos, but I don't really know what I want to give him, so I've put it off for a while. And the next character that is up for a mock reference sheet is Sai. For the longest time, I've called her Knife Girl because basically she's someone who enjoys creating and selling knives. Like, that's it. That's how she started out. I do imagine her in a universe with some other OCs that I have that live in kind of a lawless environment where it's a bit more rogue, everyone for yourself, or at least you better have a squad with you type of place, rather than like a functioning government and sense of policies. But it's hard to work out the details of that world, so just know for now, red and pink hair, sapphic as hell, and there's also just like an overall trope or specific set of characters I really like that led to her creation. I wonder if you guys would be able to guess some of them, or maybe at least one, I don't know. Because I almost feel like it was on the nose, but I was like, wait, no, it's fine. But there's a lot of characters that look alike in general, so it's hard to really say. I wasn't really sure what to do for her outfit. I just imagined her in a halter-style top and like some kind of denim shorts. The scars I added on a whim since I thought they'd be nice, but none of the placements of those are set in stone, and it's the same for like the pink highlights in her hair. So, also her eyes aren't set in stone either. I've drawn them orange and blue and pink, so honestly I'm still figuring that out. I just left them black. But you can probably tell she likely has a fiery personality, and yeah, I really like that about her, and I'm looking forward to developing her story and her as a character more. Also, I like her smug little chibi of her holding the little knife on her hand, and a little bit of different turn of character flavors, if you will. This next reference sheet is of Alaris. So she is a sister to my more promoted, I'd say, OC, Aura, and they're catgirl sisters who are idols, essentially. In the past, I've called this one Rore, but I like Alaris better. One, because now she has an A name like Aura, even though I have way too many A names as OCs. I don't know what's going on. But also, it's kind of a play off of the star Polaris, because they kind of have like this star theme going on. It's a whole thing. But Aura looks up to Alaris a lot, and Alaris is like the prim and proper, perfect older sister who's already been an idol for a few years, and now she's trying to help Aura make her claim to stardom as like this new idol who doesn't really have the best attitude, but she's pretty good when she hits the stage. There's some more notes that I have for their story and universe, but I'll leave that for another time. I'm kind of sad that I don't have an actual illustration or even like a thorough sketch of her, because I've drawn Aura so much, so I don't know why I haven't drawn Alaris. I feel bad. I might do a little drawing of her to put up on Artfight, but I don't know, I'm acting like I have that kind of time. Overall though, I feel like this is like a pretty standard reference to go off of. Her outfit I kind of just like made up. It's not like official, but it looks like something she would wear, and that's what matters. And next up is Ivy, who you've already seen if you saw the White Day illustration video, but he's in the same world or series as Soul, because Ivy is the spring sorcerer. And with that, it's kind of tricky because, as you can imagine, he's supposed to be very dashing and pretty, and so it makes it really hard whenever I go to draw him because my brain just breaks every time I try to capture that. Oh, also, as usual, I call him Ivy, or he goes by Ivy by a lot of people, but I call him Very sometimes because his actual name is Viridius. But Ivy and Soul's chibis that I drew on their little sheets, I took from a sketch that I did in one of my older sketchbooks. I forgot to add his little bag that he has around his waist, but you see it on the full body, so honestly, it's fine. Sometimes I debate on his top to come down a little bit longer over his shorts, like he's wearing like a romper or something. I don't know, I just think, like, I like him to be cutiful. I think that matches pretty well. Generally, I do enjoy his design though. Like, I want to draw him and the other guys more so I can really know what their designs are and how I like them to look. And speaking of that, there's actually one other season that I start to draft a sheet for Art Fight, but I'm iffy about his current design. I've been reworking it and I'm hoping I can post it in time, but we'll see. So for now, we have our final reference sheet, which is for Haruto, which I'm kind of annoyed about because, like, I can't even remember why I made a sheet for him. I don't think he needed it because he was already on my Art Fight profile last year. I guess I just was like, let me update my sheet so, you know, if someone wants to draw him, like, I don't know. I already had a reference sheet for him. It was like, I think I just wanted to draw him a bit better than I did on the first drafting sheet, but I still didn't achieve that here because I was in a rush. So honestly, this was just a big clown moment on my part. Yeah, like, I mean, I guess in my defense, I could say it helped me kind of really understand his features and characteristics. Like, he kind of has a wolf cut, but again, I mean, you could kind of tell that from the original drawing. I guess it's because whenever I did the drafting sheets for him and the other two flower phase, I just painted it. I sketched it, but I painted over, so nothing was on separate layers really towards the end. So I guess like having this flat style kind of helps me envision it a little bit more clearly, I guess, maybe? I don't know. I think, again, I'm like, was that a waste of time? Nevertheless, let's get into the final drawing. So first off, this year I am drawing Reina as my profile picture on Art Fight. I think last year it was just a very small screenshot of like a series of doodles I did of Eira, but due to the theme we have going on with like tragedy, mystery, and comedy, all of them have masks, basically. So that's kind of why I went for this, especially with the team that I chose. So yeah, basically you see me draw Reina first and separately because I really like this hush pose and I feel like Reina fits the team that I chose theme-wise as well. And now we're getting into the final illustration, which I guess I wanted to kill two birds with one stone. So we have the template that everyone can choose for their team because Art Fight provides it, and it has like the profile picture and the 5 characters. And then I also wanted to make my own standing illustration for Art Fight, I guess for posting on my social media and stuff. But basically, while that first drawing I did of Reina is the profile picture that I will be using, the 5 characters that I draw in this illustration here, I end up using as the 5 characters that I feature on my little team template. It's definitely rushed and imperfect, but I was kind of happy to just put this together so quickly with such a fun theme of like everybody wearing different masks that kind of represent them. And it comes together in this fun aesthetic that really represents like the energy of the team. I'll just go ahead and say it. It's Team Mystery that I joined. Also, I keep saying Team Mystic by habit, and I'm like, wow. First of all, I hardly even participated in Pokemon Go that much, but 2, that was like literally a decade ago. That's crazy. Oh my god. It's been a decade since Pokemon Go. Help. But yeah, so I'm joining Team Mystery because it's for the emos, but I like the aesthetic that this came out to be. I do wish I did all of this earlier, and while I can't guarantee I'll do Art Fight next year, I think the 3rd time will be the charm. But it helps to start not just a month in advance, but just working on your OCs all year round. And it's not necessary by any means to do that, but I think for me, it would mean a lot to be able to showcase my own characters at their best and have things well put together. So I really want to work on that. Character art, concept art, and illustration is generally where I feel like I want to be as an artist, so I'd really like to have more artwork of my own OCs that I've drawn that really like captivates them in their world or just their overall energy. But that takes a lot to build up. So for now, I'm taking what I have and I'm marching into the fight. But I don't know if I'll do another video or not for art fight this year. I think it's the same as last year where I just wanted to join because it sounded fun. I still have no idea on what to expect, and I'm always trying to figure out how I can make the experience better, but I really enjoyed it in 2025. And I hope to do the same this year. And speaking of, if you're like, crap, it's already started, there's no point, it's definitely fine to join in later. Last year was my first time and I joined in halfway, but I had a blast, so just do what you want and have fun with it. Let me know if you're participating. I will leave my profile link in the description since it's probably the easiest place to learn about my characters right now. If you're not participating, then you can let me know in general how you feel about making OCs and if you have any. That's pretty much all I got. I need to wrap up this video so I can get to my first attack. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed your time here today, let me know by leaving a like. If you're interested to see more of my content, check out my other videos and subscribe. We have a lot of things coming up. For reference, if you're new, I'm Rhea or Etheria and I like making art and art-related content on my channel. I post here at least bi-weekly, but if not, you can find me on Art Fight. And best of luck if you're joining in for Art Fight. Hopefully it's a nice time for you too. But until next time, thank you guys so much for watching and I wish you a nice rest of your day. Take care!